UFC bet with me. Millz here. We're about to go over the whole card for you guys. UFC Noche 306. Sugar Sean O'Malley versus MalleyvsDvalishvili. That's the main event. Second title fight, Valentina Shevchenko taking on Alexa Grasso. Diego Lopes taking on Brian Ortega. And a lot more fights more. And just like every single time where I'm going to give you guys my picks. I'm going to give you guys my prediction. Then at the end of the video, if you watch long enough, you're going to get my locker room bulletproof parlay to get you paid. Hey, how'd you guys do net last week? Because we killed it, man, on predictions over here. 9-3, can't complain, man. It was a good week on UFC, and it was a great week in Bellator, man. We swept the whole Bellator card out there. I was at the event covering it. Got a lot of interview clips out there with Usman Nurmagomedov, Lorenz Larkin, Aaron Jeffrey. So if you guys want to see some of my interview clips, check them out at MMA Locker Room, where I was interviewing all the fighters that just fought at the Bellator event. Man, it was a great event, man. But now we're back to talk about UFC, so let's go ahead and get it started, man. First fight of the night, man. We got Roos Jr. taking on Richie Lang in this spot. Roos Jr. is the youngest fighter that ever fought in the UFC. He got signed when he was 17 years old, made his debut, had to get a permission slip, and since then he's been, I want to say 3-1 in the promotion. I got to see him make his debut live on UFC, 296 against Jay Perrin. He won inside the distance, subbed him out in that fight. Then after that, he took another fight with Christian Rodriguez in a fight to where, he wasn't able to pass that test. Then after that, he bounced back with another win. So now he's opening up a big favorite in this spot, -800. Do what you want with it. I actually think this is a tough test to get past, okay? But with that being said, I still see a path for Raul Rojas to win inside the distance. My pick, my prediction, Raul Rojas wins inside the distance. Let's go ahead and get it going. All right, next fight taking place. Edgar Charz taking on Joshua Van. This fight just got kind of put together on short notice. Edgar Charz has been on the card. He was supposed to be fighting an opponent. That opponent pulled out, and in comes Joshua Van. Joshua Van, his last fight out, he was fighting Charles Johnson in a fight that a lot of people thought that he was actually winning, and then he got knocked out in the third round. He's a good fighter that goes out there, likes to strike with you. Good footwork, good speed, good power as well. His defense is okay, all right. But Edgar Charz is a guy that he has difficulties being on his feet. So if you could take this guy down, he's there to be taken down. But he's a guy that's going out there to submit you, man. In this fight, I'm not overly convinced either way on this side, but my pick is going to be Joshua Van. I do think he should be able to get the win, even coming in on short notice. But this is not a fight that I'm kind of telling you guys, I'm too much invested in, if you guys get what I'm saying on that one. Third fight. All right, we got one I'm a little bit invested in. Yasmin Yory taking on Caitlin Souza, man. Yasmin Yory, she's a good fighter, okay? She comes out here, she puts that pace on in the first round, and then in the second and third round, if you're still there, she's going to go out there and put on a lot of more volume than you, okay? But she's opening up a -500 on the books right now. She wasn't at that price tag. She was around like a 300. Money's coming in on her. It's warranted. The reason why her opponent, Caitlin Souza, she hasn't really fought in a long time. And I think this is like a matchup that the UFC is giving to Yasmin Yory, like a tailor-made matchup. Go out there and showcase, fight in front of the fans. This is one of those. It's the second Mexico fighter fighting on the card from Mexico City. So, I think this is some of these fights on this card is tailor-made for these fighters to win, and this is one of them. Okay, so if you guys ask me, I actually think Yasmin Yory is going to be able to get the job. If you guys are looking for a parlay piece, a 3-leg or 2-leg or something like that, she is one that should be able to win. That you might be able to close your eyes and just say, all right, she got the job done. That's what you want to do with a parlay piece. It doesn't matter the price tag, okay? They could be a -140, -200, minus whatever, right? But you want to just feel that confident to where you can kind of close your eyes, wake up, and be like, oh, yeah, they won the fight, right? You don't want it to be an iffy thing. And sometimes that doesn't always matter about the price tag. This one, I'm saying that she's kind of a guaranteed win because of her opponent. Caitlin Souza, like I said, she's okay, all right? But let me say this, though. Yasmin Yory, she's been knocked out cold by Nadisi Gomes. So she can't just go out there and keep her chin out there and think that nothing's gonna come back with. You know, I will say that too. But I think Yasmin Yagari gets it done, man. Spent too much time on that one. All right, next fight taking place, man. This is a good one, man. Let's talk about it. We got Manuel Torres taking on Ignacio Bahamondes. Manuel Torres, 15-2, taking on Ignacio Bahamondes, 15-5. Bahamondes opened up the favorite, like -120, -135, something around there. And Manuel Torres was around like that, +115, +120 price tag to open up the fight. We got two strikers that go in here. It's going to put on a show, man. I think this is going to be potential fight of the night. Ignacio Bahamondes is usually a fighter that's a big price tag in all of his fights, right? But in this one, the line flipped. Now Manuel Torres is the favorite. -120. Money's coming in on him, okay? Manuel Torres is coming off an impressive win in his last time out against Chris Duncan. He's a guy that likes to go out there and put it all out there in the first round as well. He has submission skills as well. But the cardio is kind of questionable sometimes with them, okay? So that's the one thing you do got to question with Manuel Torres. If this goes into the later rounds, how is he going to fight? Because we still haven't seen him in a 15-minute fight yet in the UFC. But I like Manuel Torres in this spot. I played him at that +115 spot. Actually, I'm a fan of both these guys fighting-wise. And, you know, I bet on them both too. But I like Manuel Torres once this fight got announced, and then I seen that he was plus money, hopped on him. Now you see that line flip with a lot of people probably seeing what I'm seeing too, and now he's the favorite. But the best bet is fight not going the distance, okay? Fight not going the distance. I want to say it's like -350 or something. You can get a parlay, you know, parlay that with like two other ones and get you some plus money, you know, ways to get paid and stay off the fight, you know, because this is a 50-50 fight, man. It's going to be, I think it's going to be potential fight of the night, man. And I got to go with Manuel Torres in this one. Next fight taking place. Irene Aldana taking on Norma Dumont. Irene Aldana, she opened up the underdog. Now the line flips. She's the favorite, okay? She's one of those Mexican fighters that has those clean boxing skills that goes out there and puts it on display. And boxing is what Mexico is known for, you know what I mean? Look at Canelo, look at everybody, you know, and in UFC, she's putting on just like them. All right, but in this spot, Norma Dumont, you know, she's a Brazilian fighter. She has good takedowns, you know, she has decent kicks. You know, her striking is, I give her like a C+. But her fight IQ, I give her an A, man, because she just knows what to do to win. I've been playing her the last couple of fights, and I actually like her in this spot. This is the thing, though. I bet her when she was the favorite. Unfortunately, I think she was a -130, and I bet her a -125, I want to say. And that line came down. I still like her in the spot. I like her in the spot even more. You know, I'm not one of those guys that's, oh, man, what's happening with the line? Maybe I picked the wrong side. Hell no. It's time to double up time. So now I'm going to be able to get her at plus money, okay? I just think that she can get Irene Aldana down to the ground with takedowns, you know? And I wouldn't be surprised, you know, because Irene Aldana is going to have that crowd cheering on for her. She's going to be trying everything she can in that very first round. And Norma Dumont, she can skate around and not be there and not give you that fight that you want. Keep you up clinched up against the cage and slow you down. Use the takedowns and isolate everything that you're good at. You know, her offense can really slow up Irene Aldana's offense. You know, so that's what I look at. Just by Norma Dumont clinching her up against the cage and taking her down. All right, cool. Don't let Irene Aldana get up and showcase those hands, because her last fight out against Cal Rosa, oh, wow, that was a great fight. Irene Aldana and Cal Rosa put on a great display in that one, and it shows that she can fight with the best of them. She only lost to the better fighters in this division. I will say Irene Aldana does have the better fight resume, okay? But I like my eyes. And I like Big Norma in this spot, man. Let's get it done, man. I think she wins by the decision. Let's go ahead and get it, man. Norma Dumont. Like I said, that's one that I bet. So you guys know exactly where I'm coming at it with my money on this card. Next fight taking place, we got Ronaldo Rodriguez, a.k.a. Lazy Boy, taking on Ode Osborne. All right, man. Both these fighters are fighters that you really can't trust too much, okay? Because Osborne already had his time in the UFC, and I think this is probably his last fight on the contract. I think he has like 4 losses in the UFC or something, you know. He's a guy that goes out there and has good striking, good knees. His fight IQ is not where it needs to be, okay? When you think he's winning in the fight, he is. And then he does something and like, why? Well, why would you do that? Or what happened? Ronaldo Rodriguez is a guy that he impressed in his last fight out against Denise Bonder. I actually had Bonder in that fight. And I just think the violence is going to be with Ronaldo Rodriguez in this one. I bet him at a -130. I got to the window with it. I'm not going to say too much anything bad about Osborne. He's not really a bad fighter. He's good. I just think in this spot, I think, like I said, I think this card is tailor-made for certain fighters to where the UFC and the matchmakers are trying to say, hey, go out there and showcase what you could do. If you can't do it against this guy with the crowd and everything, then hey, we'll see exactly what we got in you. And Osborne, I think they already gave you time and time again, you know, and this might be a time, you know, you could go out there and win. I'm not going to count him out either. Because Ronaldo Rodriguez is not something that I'm just glamoring about. It's really based on the matchup too. Osborne's been finishing a lot of his fights, and Ronaldo Rodriguez is going out there to finish you. And Osborne slows down tremendously. And it seems like he knows how to just let you down, you know, in those spots. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ronaldo Rodriguez goes out here and gets the win, you know, and looks real violent within. All right, next fight taking place. It's going to be another good one, man. Daniel Zellhuber, you know, the Golden Boy, 15-1, taking on Esteban Ruvics, 13-1, El Gringo from Argentina. Let's talk about it, man. Daniel Zellhuber is like a, -230 favorite on the books out there. He's a good fighter, long range, you know, good at kicking, good at keeping the distance, good at keeping the pace, all right? But one thing he doesn't have is that killer instinct, you know. He had let the fight just kind of go on and linger on, and hey, wherever it takes place is whatever happens and stuff. I have seen him in certain fights, you know, take a round off or get a round taken against the fighter who doesn't really look like he should be in the cage with him. I think it was Christian Giagos. He did come back and finish him or win or something, but sometimes he leaves you wanting more. But he's a good prospect, and he's representing Mexico. But on the other side, man, we got Esteban Ruvics. This guy just came off a win against Terrence McKinney. Head kicked him in the first round. Looked good, looked solid. Then, what did he do before that? Come off of an impressive win against Camilla Kirk. Beat him by unanimous decision. And what did I do? I had him in both of them spots. What do you think I'm doing in here? I'm having him in this one as well, man. I think the books and the odds maker got it wrong in here. It's a difference, man. He's going out there to finish you. Daniel Zellhuber, he's going out there to win. And I think Esteban Rubik's going to be live in that first round. Daniel Zellhuber, he gives his opponents opportunities to hit him and crack him. And Esteban Rubik's going to be there for 15 minutes. He ain't going to slow down. Hit him, he going to hit you back. He probably going to hit you a little bit harder, though. But Zellhuber can mix in the wrestling and get him down to the ground. That would be his thing to kind of isolate his power in this spot. But I'm on the dog in this one, man. And I like Esteban Rubiks to get it done. I'm going to sprinkle on him on the money line, which I already did. Hey, money's coming in on him too as well. So that price tag I got was a little bit better earlier on in the week. Then I'm going to play him to win inside the distance in that one. Yeah. Let me just repeat it and think about it. Yeah, inside the distance. Yeah, inside the distance in that one as well, man. Sometimes when I bet fighters, I always like sprinkling on the path to victory to win. Like, all right, cool. We'll talk about it in the next fight, man. Let's go. But this is what I mean. Diego Lopes taking on Brian Ortega. All right, this fight has been rebooked now. It was already supposed to take place on the last big pay-per-view event. And, you know, Brian Ortega pulled out the day of, and in steps Dan Ige, and Diego Lopes fights Dan Ige instead. And this one, I had a bet on Diego Lopes when the first fight was announced. It was like a -130, -135. When it got rebooked, he went all the way up to a -170. I hopped in on him straight then, just because I had the same play when I had it. But at that price tag that he's at now, it's at like a -190. And I just don't really recommend it. You know, I'm already in. You know, it is what it is. But I do like Diego Lopes to get it done. Brian Ortega, though, he's a dog. And whenever I've been making money with Brian Ortega. That's why, too, it's man, it's a little bit hard, you know, like when you go against somebody who you've been making money with too, and you're betting on a fighter that's, you know, kind of a recency bias fighter, you know, like you've seen him, he's been looking good his last 3 fights, you know, 4 fights. But Brian Ortega, man, we got a portfolio of his fights. You know what I mean? We got yearbooks of his memories and fights. That's the thing you could draw upon and be like, oh, well, when he didn't look good in this round, he came back and still won. Diego Lopes, you don't got it like that. You know, you just roll back to the last 4 or 5 fights and that's it. That's one chapter. You know what I mean? So I usually like betting on fighters that got sometimes more chapters in their books. But in this one, I got to go with the fighter that I think is really going out there and it is moving at a higher pace of moving up in the rankings right now and fighting with more tenacity and more ways to win. And that's Diego Lopes, man. His striking's getting better. He's going out there and trying to put you out on the feet, which he did with Sadiq Yusuf. And then his submission skills in jiu-jitsu was top tier. But that gets canceled out because Brian Ortega's jiu-jitsu skills is top tier. So you got 2 guys on the feet now, right? Brian Ortega's been getting better striking and stuff, you know, throwing combos clean. But, you know, he's just doing the motions. Diego Lopes, he's throwing haymakers when he's doing it. So it's a difference, you know. So, yeah, another one. This potential fight of the night could be, man. But best bet if you guys don't want to bet on either fighter, take fight not go the distance. I think that's a nice part, like minus 120 or minus 130. So that way you don't even got to pick a fighter. But I will say this, man. Like I always like to make cases for both fighters and when they are and say what they're good at. And I actually think like the price is wrong at Diego Lopes at that minus 190 price tag. That's why I can't tell people, hey. Yeah, man, go hop on Diego Lopes minus 190. I'm just telling you what I did at that minus 170, and I did that because I already bet him on him earlier at that minus 130. Do what y'all want with it, though. I think it's going to be a good one. Next fight taking place. We got some good ones, man. 2 title fights left, but before we do that, smash the like button for us out there. Hit the subscribe for us over at Pick Dawgz, man, and let us know in the comments, man. What do you guys think's going to happen when Jon Jones steps in the cage versus Stipe Miocic? Who you think's going to win in that one? And do you think Jon Jones is going to retire after that one, man? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, on these last 2 title fights, they're both going to be 5 rounds. So I think we're going to be getting some round props that might be able to cash. So I'm going to let you guys know a little bit about that. All right. And if you guys want some more information on me, on my interviews, I just got an interview out with Chris Taco Padilla. He fought last week on the UFC, hit the guy in the elbow, swelled up his eye. Big plus money price tag. Check that out on MMA Locker Room. You guys can follow me on Instagram, on X, on YouTube. That's why I put out all my media clips talking to the fighters. So if you guys want more information on a lot of these fighters that's fighting in these promotions, that's where you need to check it out at, okay? Now in this one, title fight, trilogy, it's going down. Valentina Shevchenko taking on Alexa Grasso. Alexa Grasso is the champion, defending her belt now, man. And the first fight, Valentina Shevchenko was winning, and then she got her back taken and got submitted. Bam. Second fight, I thought Valentina Shevchenko won the fight, and they gave it a draw. So Grasso kept her belt. Now, this third fight, it's been so long since these girls fight. I mean, it has to be damn near like a year or something in the lapse of it, right? They did the Ultimate Fighter series, and you know it wasn't really interesting. Wasn't really no beef. Wasn't. They didn't need to do it, to be honest, man. I didn't get anything out of it, you know. But now they're finally fighting, okay? And in this one, you got Alexa Grasso opened up like a pick'em. Now she's up to like a minus 130. Man, I'm on Valentina Shevchenko as the dog in this one. I just think when it comes down to it, it's levels. I think Valentina Shevchenko, her level of greatness in the MMA is going to be an era that certain women will never be able to reach. Alexa Grasso, I think, even at her greatest level, it just kind of be like a good champion, you know, but not one of those Joanna Jędrzejczyk champions, not one of those Amanda Nunes's, Ronda Rousey's, or, you know, type of champions like that you remember that just goes on eras and reigns and for decades. I think she could lose the belt, you know, next fight out, win a fight, lose a fight, win 2 fights, maybe fight for the belt again. Like one of those, you know, like kind of like a Yair Rodriguez almost, you know. But all right, man. So yeah, I like the dog in that one. Let me know who you guys like in the co-main event one, man. A lot of people love Grasso in the spot. I get it. She's the younger fighter, and Valentina is not looking as good as she did as of late. But I look at it like this. She was winning both of those fights, and just on this opponent, I think if she was winning both of those fights, she has a game plan for it, and she was like, I don't know. So I'm on the dog. Let me know what you guys are on, man, in that one, because I'm like the only guy on her, it seems like, and the money seems like it too, because everybody's betting on Grasso, and everybody I know is too. Are you? Let me know in the comments below. All right, main event time, man. It's going to be a good one. And it took some time to get here, but we got Sugar Sean O'Malley taking on MalleyvsDvalishvili. Sugar Sean O'Malley, 18-1, taking on Merab, 17-4. Now, look, MalleyvsDvalishvili's been wanting to fight Sugar Sean O'Malley since 2019. The gambling odds right now has Sugar Sean O'Malley -120 favorite. But Merab was the favorite to open up. The line's flipping back and forth, and now Sugar Sean is the favorite in this spot. Merab, relentless takedowns. That's what he's going to do in this game plan, man. This is a guy to where I bet on both these fighters, not their whole career. Damn near though, yes, Sugar Sean O'Malley his whole career. Merab for the last 4 years, at least straight, okay? All right, and I haven't lost with him at all. I lost with Sean O'Malley once against Cheeto Vera. And I played him straight in that spot at a -310, folks. At a -310, I played him, okay? That should tell you something, all right? That's how I felt and feel about Sugar, right? But Merab, I played him, I want to say consistently, never lost, bet him big money plus price tag against Peter Yan, bet him as big favorite straight and just closed my eyes and won. He's one of those guys to where, like I said, I'll bet on him any day because I know what he's going to do. Relentless with takedowns and get you down to the ground. What does Sean O'Malley struggle with or haven't seen? Haven't seen him getting taken down. And when we have, man, that's his weakness, right? Peter Yan was able to get him down to the ground, but wasn't able to keep him there. Merab is the type of guy that he gets fighters down to the ground, but they get up. Man, he's fighting with Aljo, man. Like, this is Aljo's guy that Sugar beat Aljo and took his belt. Now Merab could get the belt back, right? And it's so easy because Sean O'Malley doesn't have any takedown defense and he can't stop the takedown, right? So I was back and forth on this fight, man. Opened up like, of course I'm betting Merab. Of course I'm betting Merab. I think I even went on one of my books and bet Merab on one of these tickets. Fuck, man. Then time start going, and I'm like, you know what, man? I never really think that a good bet doesn't always win. Sometimes it's a gut feeling. And my gut is Sugar Sean O'Malley's going to win inside the distance and knock him out. So I'm on Sugar Sean O'Malley to win inside the distance in this one. I'm on him just to win. I get it. Merab has that path to victory. But so does Sugar, man. And his footwork. He's going to be baiting him. Like, when this is the thing about Sean. When he's moving back, he's just as dangerous as if he's coming forward or standing in front of you. Let me clear that up. He's more dangerous. Sugar is more dangerous when he's moving back because you're moving forward thinking you're about to go for a takedown or go for a strike, and that's when he counters and knocks you out. He's done it multiple times in multiple of his fights. That's how he did Aljo, and that's how he did other fighters too. So what I'm saying is every move that Sean O'Malley does is calculated, okay? And I guarantee you, Merab's been rocked a couple of times by guys who don't even got knockout power, man. I'm on Sean O'Malley, but if it don't matter. As you see, there's two guys that I bet on, two guys that I'm passionate about, and whoever you guys bet on, I think you just gotta stick with your gut, or you gotta stick with your guns, or you gotta stick with your guy in that spot, okay? And in that one, I'm just sticking with my gut, okay? Because both these guys are my guys, but this is the difference. Sean is like one of my guys to where, like, you know, like, I want to watch his fights. You know, I like the way he fights. Merab is one of the guys that I just bet. But he's nobody that I'm just saying, oh, yeah, I need to go, you know, tell my guys to get a Merab poster. And, hey, go watch this MalleyvsDvalishvili fight. He's the next greatest of all time. Sean O'Malley has that potential. He does moves like this. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Faking moves and then socks you and hits you. And he's just him. So as you guys see, man, that's my wrap-up for the main event, man. Let me know who you guys think's going to win in that one. 2-leg parlay to close it out, man. Take Yasmin Yory, all right? And then, let's see, man, because like I said, on this one, I feel confident in a lot of people, all right? But the leg that I'm going to give out is going to be Yasmin Yory and Norma Dumont, okay? Play them two. Meet me at the window and let's get paid. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. MMA Locker Room here. UFC Bet with me.